Hello my friend, are you ready for Bundesliga matchday number 7? Here are my best predictions for this matchday. Let's go! Before we start, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to this channel that you don't miss any of my picks. Thanks for your support, buddy. And we have two very special top games between Leverkusen and Frankfurt and Bayern Munich versus Stuttgart. But we start with Champions League finalist Borussia Dortmund hosting St. Pauli. 2 weeks ago, Borussia Dortmund lost their away game at Union Berlin. That's why they are only number 7 in the standings now. But St. Pauli also lost their last game against Mainz at home 0-3 after they were able to beat Freiburg at Freiburg with their first victory in the season, also with 3-0. So now we have a huge favorite with Borussia Dortmund, which is okay because at home they are another kind and they are the best home team so far with 3 wins in 3 games. And on the other hand we have St. Pauli and they are the new relegated team, and beside the victory against Freiburg, which was a huge surprise, they didn't achieve a lot until so far, but also a point against Leipzig. They need a very good day to make a point in Dortmund. We don't want to put our money on teams and hope that they have a very good day or something like that in speculation. Never do that. And I also won't bet on low favorite odds, as we've seen a lot in the past, as last match day, for example, Leverkusen was not able to beat Holstein Kiel with a 2-2, and so finger off from such low favorite bets. Unfortunately, no bet in this game, but no bet is a good thing, so you can't waste money with a bad bet. So yeah, maybe here, what do you think? Mainz versus Leipzig should be a Leipzig win, as Leipzig is, beside Bayern Munich, the only team without a loss until now in the Bundesliga, 6 match days, and they only conceded 2 goals, and both were on the first match day against Leverkusen. So now 5 games in the Bundesliga in a row they were without a goal against them. That's why we found an interesting bet on the goal side, goal market, with both teams to score. No, as Leipzig is really hard to beat in the defense, and on the other hand Mainz is not as tough as we might think, but one very interesting fact is that Mainz only lost a single game out of their last 7 games against Leipzig. They won 4 times, and 3 of them at home. So maybe this is time for another surprise, and that's why I won't bet on Leipzig and I won't bet on very bad Mainz odds for this situation. But I like both teams to score no, as Leipzig is 5 games in a row without a goal against them, and Mainz only has Jonathan Burkhardt in their attack. And then the top game, number 1 between Leverkusen and Frankfurt. We have number 3 Frankfurt against number 5 Leverkusen. Both only have 1 loss until now, and Frankfurt conceded less goal than Leverkusen, and they shoot a little less goals. But at the end it's a question of odds, and in this situation the Leverkusen odds make absolutely no sense. Betting on Frankfurt Asian Handicap 0 might be an option, which I won't recommend here, as the win for Frankfurt is not that likely. I think it's more likely that we see a draw, like in the last games of both teams. Frankfurt had a draw against Bayern Munich at the 3-3, and Leverkusen only had a draw after leading 2-0 against Holstein Kiel. They were not able to beat the newly relegated team from Schleswig-Holstein, so now I don't think these odds make sense, and On the other hand, we get really attractive odds on the draw with 4.75 for, in my eyes, the most realistic scenario. And why risk only losing a lot of money for a small win, or risking money on a very unlikely situation. So I prefer high odds on high probability, and in this situation we have that. That's why a draw makes mostly sense. In this situation also because Gladbach is never ever the favorite against Heidenheim. 3 points less for Gladbach in this season, and at home, okay, one win, and Heidenheim away 2 wins. So to make it short, I also would say here a draw is the best thing. Would I put my money on it? Never ever, because I don't like a situation like that where we don't have balanced odds. In this situation also no balanced odds. A favorite which is not a favorite with Freiburg, so no betting scenario for me. I would say in a tipping game Augsburg has a chance to make a point. Freiburg should be the better team. They made good games so far in the season by winning 4, but also losing their last home game 3-0 against St. Pauli, which we saw in the starting match against Dortmund. The last St. Pauli game away was at Freiburg, and there they were able to score 3 goals. That's not really a team I want to put my money on, and the odds on Freiburg are so weak. That's no value on Freiburg, but that's also again value on a draw, and 3.75 is not bad for that. Same situation here, might be a draw, as Hoffenheim is a team you can't really trust, but they had some good results recently. The last 2 games of Hoffenheim were not that bad. They were able to beat Dynamo Kiev, and they were leading against we are here. They were leading against Stuttgart until minute 90 plus 7, and at the end Stuttgart scored the equalizer, and otherwise Hoffenheim would have beaten the vice champion in Germany with Stuttgart. And I think this is a very interesting result of Hoffenheim, which shows that the chemistry in the team seems to be okay. And also after winning against Dynamo Kiev in the Europe League, they should be strong enough to beat Bochum anyway, and the odds are really not high enough for me. But in this situation I won't bet on a draw, as well as I think the Hoffenheim side will win this game, but no, not interested in a bet. With Bayern Munich being the favorite against Stuttgart, I think these odds are a little bit too low, and I won't ever consider to bet on a favorite. But in this situation I think Bayern Munich is the favorite, and I would say they win this game, as they are winningless for 3 games now in a row. They lost against Aston Villa in the Champions League. They had a draw against Frankfurt, where they were the way better team, and they also had a draw against Leverkusen, where they were the way better team. They always are the way better team, even against good teams like Leverkusen and Frankfurt. And I think Stuttgart is not that good in this season as the others, and that's why Bayern should win this game kind of easily with the 3-1, but betting on Bayern Munich with odds of 1.3 is without any expected value. And a draw also in this situation is tempting, but I won't do it. And I can understand if you think, yeah, why not a draw against the second in the last season, but yeah, the odds are good enough to do that, but in my opinion Bayern is way stronger. Kiel made their first point against Bochum and their second point now against Leverkusen, and they were behind 2-0 in this game, and at the end they were able to get a point against the German champion, which is really interesting. So we see a good trend in Kiel, scoring 2 goals in each of the last 3 games. And on the other side, we have a really strong Union Berlin team beating Borussia Dortmund recently. And very interesting goal stats with only conceding 4 goals, which is the best amount behind Leipzig, and scoring only 6 goals, which is the worst after St. Pauli and together with Bochum. So you can't expect a lot of goals at Union Berlin games. On the other hand, Kiel is on fire if it comes to scoring goals. They have more goals scored than Union Berlin, but also they conceded the most goals so far in this season. The worst defense against one of the best defenses. Seems like a clear win for Union Berlin, but after the point against Leverkusen, we can't bet against Kiel, and that's why I don't find value on any of the 3 outcomes, as Union Berlin might win and they should win, but a draw is very dangerous and the draw odds are not that good, only 3.3. Compare it with a very higher likely draw between Leverkusen and Frankfurt where we get 4.75 for a draw. Then this draw is not very interesting for us, and also a winning bet on Holstein Kiel is nothing I won't ever consider, and for this low odds of 3.5 it's completely nonsense. Last game between Wolfsburg and Bremen, and I think we have value on the Wolfsburg side here, as we see they scored 13 goals so far in this season, which is one of the best attacking squads, and also they had 3 losses in this season, but the 3 losses were against the best teams in the league. Against Bayern Munich on the first match day was a 2-3, they scored twice against Bayern. It was a 1-0 against the third with Frankfurt. It was a 3-4 against Leverkusen. They were always very close to make points against the best teams in the league. That shows the quality of Wolfsburg in this season. And I expect if they continue this way and work them up and up and up, they are a team which belongs in the first 6 at the end. And Bremen for sure is not that quality team, and that's why I think Wolfsburg is able to win the home game. Otherwise, the odds are again not in my league, and that's why I don't bet here, as I also don't think the draw is an option here. For sure it's an option, but if I really think one team is winning, I don't bet on a draw just for fun, just because it's possible. And in this situation, I think Wolfsburg is winning, but the odds are too weak. And so let's have a sum up for this match day number 7. Dortmund St. Pauli 3-0, no bet. Mainz Leipzig 0-2, bet on both teams to score, no, with odds of 2.2. Leverkusen, Frankfurt, that's an X for 4.75, and just a fourth of a unit here to win 1 unit and only risk a fourth of a unit if this is a winner for one or the other side. Then Gladbach, Heidenheim, it should be a 1-1, betting on a draw with 3.7 is my bet, also 1/3 of a unit to win 1 unit. Freiburg, Augsburg, also a draw, 3.75, 1/3 of a unit. Result 1-1. Hoffenheim beating Bochum 2-1, but no bet here. Stuttgart, Bayern Munich 3-1 for Bayern Munich, no bet in this game. Kiel, Union Berlin 1-2, no bet, and Wolfsburg winning against Werder Bremen 2-1, but also no bet. And if you want me to find an Ecker, I would say the two most interesting wins are Hoffenheim win against Bochum and Wolfsburg win against Bremen. And if I combine these two games, I would do it with Asian Handicap -1, which has odds of 2.07 for Hoffenheim, multiplied with the Wolfsburg Asian Handicap -1 against Werder Bremen with odds of 3. Together 6.22 for two not very unrealistic wins, and if they win with 2 goals in advantage we have 6.22. If they win with 1 goal in advantage we get the money back and the Ecker is still not broken, and if they draw then the Ecker is broken, but so what, you risk a little bit to win a lot, and that's the way we're doing. And if you don't have an account at Bet365, sign up with the link in the video description to get 100 bet credits, and you can put your bets without risk until you waste the bet credits. So thanks for watching, and write down in the comments what's your favorite bet on this match day. Have a good one. Do you want all my betting tips for free in my VIP Telegram group? Then you'll find the link in the video description.